So good morning again. Welcome to the second day of the Aquaexcel repository training course. And today we should repeat what we have learned last time. At the beginning, I will try to show you some extended features of the design of protocol template. Then I will show you how to fill and how to create and fill the protocol. And finally, I will show you how to share and how to visualize the connected protocols. So the first thing, I will start the system. You can see that now the system didn't ask for the login credentials, because if you remember from last time, if you mark that you would like to be logged in permanently, then the software don't ask you for the credentials. Of course, you can disable this function. So if you navigate to the menu and you press logout, then you'll be logged out, and next time you will have to log in again. Okay, so last time I showed you how you can create your protocol template using Protocol Template Designer. I have the template here. Actually, we have two templates. The first one is not finalized. It means that we can still change the template. The second one, you can see in the green mark here. It means that it's finalized and it can be changed. But today I will show you the way how you can modify the protocol template. Because we need some extra templates today, because we would like to link the protocols together, then I will create a new template. It will be related to our training course. So we can call it training day 2. And when I press OK, the protocol template designer shows up. Again, what I see here, here I have my protocol. Here I have the list of the components I can use to create the protocol template. And here I can change the properties of every single component. So let's say that in the protocol template, we would like to describe our second training day. So we can keep the QR code. It's not necessary right now, but we can keep it. We probably would like to mention who is the lecturer. So I use text box. It's already pre-prepared. And I change the title to lecturer. And later on, we can fill the name of the person. We can change the size of every single component. And probably we don't need the second text box. So if you press right button on top of the component, then you can delete or copy the component. So I'll delete it. In the case you already created some component and you need to copy that, you again can press right button of your mouse, say copy, then place your mouse where you would like to have the copy of the control. Again, press right button and press paste, and you have the contour. But we don't need the second one. So if the control is active and you press delete on your keyboard, the control is deleted. Because we would like to describe the training, so probably we need more tabs. The second tab can correspond to the activities what we did during the training course. So I can change the name of the tab in the properties here, and you can see that I created that. I would like to also have some description of the examples that I provided for the second training course. So I create new tab. So when I press right button of the mouse on the tabs, I can say add, and new tab is added. And it should describe the examples. So I'll call it examples and press enter. And the name changed. So for the activities, what you would like to describe, probably we need to describe what we did during the course. So I will use text box control. Just change the size of the control to be able to put some text inside. And I'll change the name because it should be named description of activities. Okay, and we have it. Then we would probably need to check what we did during the course. So for this purpose, we can use the checkboxes as I showed you last time. So I drag and drop, and I will call it activities. And we have three main activities. The first one is that we created a template. So I will change the first checkbox to create template. And once I press enter, the name of the checkbox changed. Then the second checkbox could be create protocol. Okay. And then we need one extra. So I click on the plus button and new checkbox appears, and I will call it shared protocol. Of course, we can have more checkboxes. For example, the test. If you decide that you don't need the one of the checkboxes, you simply can move the checkbox and change the position, or you can simply delete the checkbox from the list. Okay, so right now I will modify the size of the control a bit, and that's all what we need for the activities. For the examples, you would like to probably describe what kind of protocol or protocol template we created. So again, we need the text box. At this time, I will use this rich text box, which means that I can change the appearance of the text. It's the standard things like in Word. So you can change the the type of the font. You can change the size, bold, underlying, the color, upper and lower index, or at this special symbol. So I will again change the name of the control to description of experiment. It means that I can describe the kind of experiment I use for designing of the protocol. Then probably I would like to link to my protocol that I created myself, because today we will ask you to create your own protocol. So here I can have the link to the protocol. I can use the component called protocol link, and you can see that we have the QR code, and here we have the link to the protocol. So probably we don't need the QR code, so I can disable it here in the properties. So I select false and press enter, and QR code disappeared. and it's linked to our protocol. Again, I can change the size. Okay. The last thing I would like to have is related to the sharing, because I would like to just have the evidence to whom I shared my protocols I created. So I will use table control. What we will need the name, we will need probably some email address and access rights we used for sharing. So we can call the table to whom I share, and we probably need more rows at least 7, so you can change the number of rows, and once you press enter the table will change. And I would like to change the size of the table also, and I would like to define what should be written in each column. So here you would like to have the name of the person. Here you would like to have email, and here you would like to have access right. Okay, so now we have it, and the last thing I show you like last time was that we can also have the images in the protocols. And just to explain you how it work, I will also add some extra tab related to the images. I will call it picture, and I will use image control several times because I would like to demonstrate to you how it can work, what are the differences in the properties of this control. So the first image will serve for the purposes that I would like to show something in the protocol to the people who are doing the experiment. So I will simply choose one of the pictures I need. It appears in the control, and I can say it's a read-only. It means that the person who will try to fill the protocol cannot change the picture. The second possibility is that I will again select the image. But now for this control, I will say that it is not read-only. I will change it to false. It means that the user can change the picture during the filling of the protocol. And for the last one, I would like to have some example of the data I measured during my experiment in the protocol. So I will leave this picture empty, and I will say the user who will fill the protocol will put the picture inside. So I set read only to false. And if you'd like to see how the protocol will behave, we can go to preview. And if I click on preview, it will show me the protocol, how it will looks like when someone will try to use it for the experiment. So you can have that we have our tabs, we have the checkboxes, we have the description, we have the examples, we have our table, and we have the pictures. So you can see that for the first picture we don't have any possibility to change it. For the second one we have some picture in, but still we can change the picture. So I can change it to something else. And for the last one it's blank, so I can choose my own picture and put it to the protocol. So this is the way how I can use the images in the protocol in different ways. Okay, I will close the preview. to explain you that you needn't only use this predefined grid you can see in the protocol template. I will show you how you can change the basic settings of the protocol. So as you can see for the controls, it's sticking to the upper left corner of the predefined grid. And also, if I change the size of the control, it's also enlarged to the closest border of the grid. If you don't want to use this functionality, you simply go to the setting, and in setting you can change the basic setting of the protocol designer. So here in the general, we can disable to show the grid, and also we can disable to use the grid for the placement of the controls. So once I click OK, you can see that the grid disappeared, and now if I move with the control, it stays on the place. So this is the way how we can place the controls freely. Probably it's better to use the grid, because then you can more simply set the correct position of the control. Once I click again on the control, it jumps to the right position. You can also change the appearance of the page. You can use landscape and portrait orientation. You can use different size of the paper, but usually the people use A4. We can change the margins of the protocol template, and you can also change the font you are using for your protocol. Okay, so right now we finished our protocol template. It means that we think that we described our experiment or the activity we would like to describe. And it's time to save the protocol to the database. So I click on Save to Database, and it was successfully saved. Once I close the protocol template, we should see the template in the list. We have the template here. You can see that it's marked by the mark that it's not finalized. So I still can use this template to create the protocol. So before I would like to use it for the creation of the protocol, then I have to finalize it. Okay, I again open the protocol template, and I say finalize. Right now, the protocol template was finalized, and you can see that the controls are inactive, so I can't change it. Now I can use it for to create the protocol. Of course, there is the possibility how you can use your your finalized protocol templates to create new one. If you know that you have similar experiment and you would like to use some part of your protocol, then you can still clone your protocol template. It means that if I click on clone, the new copy of the protocol template is created, and I can modify the copy. So I will do that. I click on clone. Right now the system asks me what should be the name of the clone. If I would like to add some description or annotation, I will not do that. And if I click on OK, the new copy of my existing protocol template, which is locked, was created, and now I can play with the controls. So this is the way how I can change already finalized protocol template. So I'll close the new template. And I will try to show you now how we can use the protocol template to create the real protocol to describe our experimental work. So I will go to the list of protocols. I click on protocol tab. And last time I showed you some real examples of the protocols we are using for the microscopy. We also have different protocols, for example, for the research of the fish color analysis based on different diets. So I can just simply open one of the protocols, and you can see that we already have some description of the experimental work. Actually, here are no data because it's a description of the method. I can open this protocol. It's called data measurement, where we described the measurement of the data. So you can see that we described how we measured, what was the light source, and all the details about the experiment. And we also have the experimental data on the last step of the protocol. So if I click on it, then you can see that we have 4 measurements and we have some images there. So this is what you exactly can do with your own protocols. Right now, I will show you how to create the new protocol based on the existing template. So I already created the protocol related to our training. So if I open this one, then you can see that I describe the training in the general, what is the theme, what is the description, and so on. And because we created the protocol template for our second day of the training, then probably we would like to link these 2 protocols together. So now I will start to create the protocol. So it means that for your case, you decided that it's time to realize the experiment and you would like to describe the experiment. So I'm describing this second day of the training. So I will call it training day 2. And what I have to do, I have to select the correct protocol template. I will reorder by the name. And this is our template which was finalized, and it means I can use it to create the protocol template. Last time I didn't explain what this table means. This table serves for the connection of the protocols. So here on the on the left side, I have the list of all my existing protocols, and if I would like to connect my protocol that I'm actually creating with some existing protocol, I just simply select the protocol in the list and move it to my list of the source protocols. So it means that right now, the protocol I'm going to create will be linked to this Aquaexcel training protocol. So once I click on OK, the new window appears and I can fill my data which describe the experimental work, or in this case, describe my protocol. So lecture, it's me. For the activities, today we deal with the protocol template, also plus protocol itself, plus sharing. So right now I'm just describing what I did. It means that here you can describe the particular conditions of your experiment. It means, for example, the temperature, or the devices you use for the measurement, the method you use for the sampling of the fish, and so on. It depends just on the experimental work you do. So I will check that I will create my protocol template. I create my protocol and I share the protocol with someone. And in the examples, I can describe what was the description of my experiment. And I can also use the link to the existing protocol. So if you put your mouse over this no protocol and you press Control button and click left button on your mouse. Sorry, don't press Control, just left click of your mouse. Then the list of existing protocols appears, and you can simply choose one of the existing to link to it. So I select the physical analysis I showed you. I press OK, and right now I have the link to this protocol. If you would like to see the protocol, then you can simply press Control and left mouse button, and the protocol appears. So this is the way how you can link to some other protocols directly from your protocol. I would like to also fill the table in, so I can do it right now. So I decided I shared to Peter. And also, if you have some data in your Excel sheet, you can use the Excel sheet. So I will show you how it works. I will just open one of my pre-prepared table. Oh, sorry, lost. Okay. And here I already prepared what I would like to fill in the table. So I simply select everything, say copy, go back to BioWES system, and place my mouse over the tab and press Ctrl V, and the data from your Excel sheet are filled to the table. So this is the way how you can use what you already have. So if you have some data already pre-prepared, you can simply copy to the protocol. For the pictures, I'll show you how you can change the pictures. So because here we said that you would like to have some example of our measured data, I can choose this picture. And finally, if I think that I describe everything what is necessary, then I can attach my experimental data. So I go to the last tab, which is called Data Files, and I can add the data. I can add the complete folder. It means that if I have some structure of the data, then I can simply choose my folder, and the software will copy all the data to the repository together with the hierarchy you defined. I will just add simple files at this time. And again, I would like to remember to you that the system support any data type you can imagine. So therefore, I will choose different files, Excel files, some specific files of the microscope, images, text file, Word, and you can upload anything else. And I say open, and the files are uploaded to the system. What you can do additionally with the files, so if you know that there is some problem or something what should be remarked to the specific file, you can click on the file and you can add the additional information. So it means that I can say this file is corrupted or anything else, and later on you can see the information related to your files. So the system remember this additional information. So right now, because I filled the fields, so it means that I described my experiment and I attach experimental data, I would like to save my protocol. So I click on save, and you could see that the data were uploaded to the local repository. So right now I have everything on the server, and I can start to play with that. So I can do the data processing, data analysis, I can do the sharing, and I will show you later how to do that. There is one thing we would like to do probably during the realization of the experiment, and it's when you design your protocol, then it can happen that you didn't mention all the information that is necessary to describe the experiment, and you can realize that just during the realization of the experiment. So what to do now? So for example, I am missing some field for description of the temperature that I set during the experiment. So what can I do is that I can go back to my protocol templates. I can find the template I used. It was this template. And again, as I already showed you, you can create the clone of the protocol template. Save the clone, change the template a bit, so extend it by some text field to describe the temperature, and create the protocol again. But this is not really straightforward way. The cloning is usually used if I need to realize some other experiment, and I would like to use the already existing protocol template because I don't want to start from scratch. So this is the way I use cloning. So if I decide that I found something is missing in my protocol template, there we have the button Modify Template directly in the protocol menu. So if I click on Modify Template, it means the system asks you that the system has to copy everything from your existing protocol. It means the description of the experiment and also the data. So be sure if you have some large data sets that you would like to do that. I said okay. What happened is that the protocol template designer appears, and I can change the protocol template I'm using for the protocol. So for example, we can add some extra description of the training. It can be the technical support. Okay, I'll again change the size. And maybe if we say that, okay, so if I didn't do all the activities, I didn't create a protocol or I didn't share the protocol, then probably it doesn't make sense that the user should fill the things related to the protocol and to the sharing. So therefore, we have the possibility to enable and disable some parts of the protocol. So I will show you right now how to do that. So if I click on the on the component of checkboxes or buttons, then I can say for each checkbox which part of the protocol should be enabled or disabled. So for example, for the create protocol, I click on this enable button, and right now you can see that you should select the controls that should be enabled by create control checkbox. So I will go to tab examples, and I will click on the protocol link, and right now it's highlighted by red. So it means that if I check the checkbox create protocol, then this part of the protocol will be enabled. So I say okay. Right now I've finished the definition what should be enabled, disabled. And for the create template, I can do the same. So I click on enable button. Again, I have to select the controls, go to examples, and click on description or experiment. So right now, if I check the checkbox, create template, then this part of the protocol will be enabled. I say OK, and I finalize the modification of my protocol template. So right now I say OK. Right now I think that the protocol template is complete. What happened is that the protocol template was saved to the database, it was finalized again, and it was used for your already created protocol. So you can see that the information I already filled in the protocol is still there, but I have one extra field here, technical support, that I that I added to the protocol, and I will uncheck this, and the functionality of the checkboxes should work. So you can see that right now, because I didn't check this checkbox, then this part of the protocol is disabled. So if I check the create template, then it's enabled and I can put the information here. So this is the way how I can play with the protocol template to enable, disable some parts of the protocol depending on your experimental work. Okay, so I think that I finished my work and I save everything again to the repository. It was saved. Last time I told you that the fields which are marked highlighted by red are mandatory. So it means that if the user try to finalize the protocol, the system asks him to fill all the mandatory fields. This is not the case for the saving. So if I just save my work, it means that probably I would like to again fill the protocol or add some data or modify something. It means that the system is not checking if everything what is mandatory was filled. But if I try to finalize the protocol, then the system warned me that the protocol will be locked and can be modified. So it means that you will not be able to modify the description of your experiment, but also you can modify or change your experimental data. So this is the way how you can be sure that no one can change or play with the data sets. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not useful, so it's up to your decision. So I will say OK. And the system warned me that all necessary items have to be fulfilled and they are marked by red. So I say OK. And I can see the mark on the tabs which should be filled. So I didn't fill technical support. So I will fill the name. And right now, if I try to finalize, okay, again, you can see that the protocol was successfully finalized, and you can see that it was locked. So I can change anything. I can add the data, I can remove, what can I only do is that I can download the data, because that's what I would like to do. I would like to process the data and analyze the data. So right now, what I did is that I created new protocol based on protocol template. I described my experiment, I added experimental data, and I also linked my new protocol with some already existing protocol. It means that in the web interface, I should be able to see these two protocols linked together. I will close my protocol, but before you will go to web interface, I will show what you can do with your protocols in the list. So probably if you have more protocols, then you don't want to see all of the protocols. So for example, we know that this biocompatibility experiment we did a long time ago, so I don't want to see it, so I can mark it as archive. And if I click on archive, then you can see that the protocol disappeared from this list. The protocol was moved to the archive, and you can still see the archive if you click on show archive. And you can see that I have my protocol in the archive. If I would like to move the protocol back to the original list, I simply click on archive, and it was moved back. I disable archive, and again I can see the full list of my protocols. Because of course sometimes some protocols are no longer needed, so I can delete the protocols. I can choose one or more protocols. At this time I will just delete this one and say delete. Yeah, the system asked me if I really want to delete the protocols because it deletes all the data. And if I say yes, then the system deleted the protocol. It can happen that the protocol can be deleted because you share the protocol with someone else. In this case, first of all, you have to disable the sharing, and then you can delete the protocol. I said OK, and the protocol was deleted. If I want to rename the protocol, then I can select the protocol, click rename, and I can define new name of the protocol. Okay, so right now we have the new protocol I created. It's the training day, and I will switch to web interface to show you how to play with the protocols. So I minimize this one. I don't need the Excel table. I don't need this folder. And I go to web interface. So to go to web interface, I have to write the address of Aquaexcel repository, which is this one. Okay. And we are on the login page. So last time I showed you how you can make the registration. And I will use my credentials to log in to the system. So I use my email. And I also use my password. And I sign in. Last time I explained you what are the main parts of the web interface. So here we have the list of our protocols. You can see that I mentioned as the author of almost all of the protocols, but also I have some protocols that are shared to me. So you can see that Barta is sharing something to me. Some of you are already sharing some protocols with me. So this is the way how you can have a quick overview what are your protocols, and your protocols are shared to you. Because I created the new protocol, I will sort it by name. I created a new protocol, which we called Training Day. I double click on the protocol, and it should appear in my list. Okay, it's there. So what I have here is the basic information about the protocol, who is the author, what's the name. I can change the description if I need. I can also define some keywords, and I can save the changes. Here I can see the values I filled in the protocol. So you can see that I put the name, I put the protocol, description of the protocol, and so on. And we also have the data files, which I attach to the protocol. And if I need to download the data, then I can simply double click on the file and open it. And I have the picture. Or I can download all the files. So this is the way how you can download your data from the repository. Or if you share your data with someone else, then he will see exactly the protocol, he will see the data files, and he can download the data. He can do the analysis and share back to you the results. So this is the way how you can cooperate with someone else. And because we linked our two protocols together, if you remember, at the beginning I created this protocol. Then if I click on the Genesis, then I see that my protocol is connected to Aquaexcel training protocol. And you can see that my protocol is the child of the Aquaexcel training protocol. So this is the way how you can see all the steps of the data processing and analysis that were done in your experimental work. If I click on the Aquaexcel training protocol, then I have the information about the protocol, and if there are some data, I can also have the data, but it's not this case. Another thing we would like to do with our protocol is that we would like to share the protocol to someone else. I'll not show you the sharing on training day, but I will show you the sharing on this Aquaexcel training. I go to the sharing, and here you can see the list of all the people who are registered in the system. If I want to share my protocol with someone else, then I go to the access levels, and I can choose one of the predefined access levels. We were speaking about this last time. There is several possibilities what you can do with your protocol. So for the lowest level, for the guest, if you share someone under guest access level, then the person will just see the protocol, but the person can't do anything with the protocol. For the highest access rights, you can see in the table how the access rights are changing. So for example, for guest 3, you can read everything, but you can't modify anything. And for the co-author, you can read and modify everything what you want in the protocol. So it means that you can change the description of the experiment, but also you can change the data set. So I'll just use guest 3. And you can see that the sharing was successful. And right now, the email notification was sent to Antonin and Barta. And because at the end of this day, we will ask you to create your own protocol. You ask you to create your own protocol and link the protocol to the existing protocol to test link of the protocol and showing of the genesis. Then I will try to share this protocol with all of you. So I already created the group of scientists, which is one appears as one of the users of the database, and all of you are added in this group. So it means that once I decide to share, I'll use this guest 3 access rights. That right now it should be shared with all of you. So the email, yeah, okay, you can see that the sharing was successful. The email was sent to you that me, Petr Cisar, is sharing the protocol Aquaexcel training with you under guest 3 access level. So once you open your web interface or protocol manager, you should see the protocol in the list of your protocols. And because I shared the protocol also to the test user, which we have for the testing purposes, I can show you how it should looks like. So I will log out here. And I'll try to log in as the test user. Okay. And I don't see the protocol, so probably the test user is not in the group. Sorry for that. I'll log out again. Log in as me. And do the procedure once again. Okay, Aquaexcel training, sharing, and share it with test user. Under guest 3. Okay, it was successful. I'll log out. And again, log in as the test user. And right now, I should hopefully see the protocol. Okay, it's there. And I can see the protocol. If I double click on the protocol, I should be able to see all the details. There were no data files, but I have only the guest 3 access rights. So you can see that I can't change anything in the protocol. So the access level is correct. I will log out again and log into my account to show you how we can do the searches over our protocols. Okay. So before I show you how we can do the searches, I will just repeat that we have this possibility to change your account. So I can change my name, I can change my password, I can also see what is the capacity of the repository, and I can see what happened under my account. So I can see that some people already shared some protocols with me, and this is just corresponding to the emails that you got. But here you have everything on one place. Just to show the administration section, this is where the administrator of the repository can change the accounts. So here you can see that we have the list of all the people registered. We can also change the user groups. And if I click on scientists, you can see that all of you are here in the list, except the test account. That's why once I shared to a scientist, it was not shared to the test account. Okay. And right now, I will show you how we can do the searches over our protocols. So in this field, we have to fill in the word we are looking for. So, for example, we would like to find all protocols where we define some temperature. Oh, sorry. Temperature. And I can say, okay, do the search. Okay. And you can see that the system show me all the templates and also the protocols where I used the word temperature. If I'm looking for some specific setting of the experimental conditions, for example, temperature 37 degrees of Celsius, then I will say, okay, give me the protocols where I use temperature 37, and then I have just these two protocols. If I click on that, again the protocol appears, and I can check that, yeah, okay, it was correct because the temperature for cell cultivation was 37. So this is the way how you can do the searches. So if you know that you are looking for some specific protocol which was realized under some specific conditions, then you can do the search. Just remember that because the system deals with the data as a black box, then the system don't do the searches over your data itself. It just search the description of the protocol. So it means that it goes through the protocol and try to find the words. So this is the way how we can do the searches. Just move this one. I already showed you how we can get the information about the repository because, of course, it's critical to know if we have enough capacity. Then I will show you again in the software where you can find this information. So I'll switch back to the software, and if you click on this icon, then you can see the information about the repository. So we can see that still we have enough capacity to store your data. So if you decide that you would like to use Aquaexcel repository, then you can do that. You have the information what database you are using, because of course you can have different databases. You can use the Aquaexcel repository, or you can use the repository that is placed in your institute, so you can have different connections. So this is the way how you can be sure that you are connected to the correct repository. So what we have learned today is that I show you how you can create the protocol template. Again, I showed you what are the extended functionality of the designer. I also showed you how you can create a clone of the protocol template to create a new protocol template for another purposes. Then I showed you how we can create the protocol based on the protocol template, and how we can link the protocol to some existing protocol. I'll also show you that we have the very simple way how we can modify the existing protocol template if we found some mistake, something is missing. Then we can just click on the button, extend the protocol template, and go back to the protocol, and the data you filled in are still kept. I showed you how we can archive, delete the protocols. It's the same for protocol template, so you can see that you have the same buttons here. And I showed you what we can do in a web interface, so how we can show our protocols, how we can see the links between protocols, how we can share, and how we can do the searches. So it's all for this second part of the training, and for the next part, which is the last part, it will be on Friday, where we will show you the special features of the system, like the modules for data processing and plugins for communication with devices, and also how you can use the standardization in the system. We would like to ask you to create your own protocol, link the protocol with the protocol I shared with you, So what you should do is to go to the system, create new protocol based on existing protocol template you created. You define the name and you choose the protocol I shared with you, Aquaexcel training, and you will move it to the list of source protocols. So this is the way how you can link your new protocol with existing protocol. Once you create the protocol and you linked it, then you can see the links in the web interface. And I would like to ask you to share your new protocol with us. It means with Antonin Barta, with this account, and with my account, which is sorry, I can't see it because I'm logged in. So it's Petr Cisar. So you'll see my name in the list. And use guest 3 access rights to allow us to see the protocol and see the experimental data. And this will be the way how you will be sure that you know how to share the protocol, how to create the protocol, and how to link the protocols together. So for today, it's all. If you will have any problems during the creation of your protocol or anything else with the sharing, with the linking of the protocols, uploading the data, then don't hesitate to contact us via the email, and we will respond immediately to try to help you. Of course, we can establish the video conference and speak via the video conference to help you. So thank you very much for your attendance, and hopefully see you and hear you on Friday. And please try to create the protocols and share it with us. And this will be the way how you can be sure that you fully understand how to work with the system. So thank you very much. We will be again logged in a few minutes. If you have any questions, then you can ask us via chat. So thank you, and see you on Friday.